Hello, 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 everybody! Welcome back to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. I'm Sotoro, your local little shadow in the draft house, and today I'm gonna be playing Sandy Sweet. And I have a lovely, wonderful, most incredible friend here. If you would like to introduce yourself.
Sotoro, I'd ask you to do me a favor. Please put the mirror down and I can introduce myself. Hello, my name is D.E.W.P. I'm here playing with the also wonderful, amazing, beautiful Sotoro. I love them very much and I hold them very softly and I'm very glad I get to play with them because they're beautiful and wonderful. And today,
Hey!
don't hey me, you don't get to call me out for
Put that
you
mirror
doing
down!
your intro. Yeah, I throw compliments and gummy bears at you. You can't do anything about that.
I'm gonna throw
There's nothing you can
compliments
do.
and gummy bears back at you!
No, we're not starting a war here. We can't start this. It won't
Accept my
end. Never would ever
compliments!
stop. Okay, let's call the truce for compliments and handshake.
Mm-hmm.
Handshake.
Handshake.
Right. Both brilliant. We're both wonderful, and we're both here. And I
Yes.
am going to be playing. You know them, you love them, or perhaps you just don't know what their deal is, or all three. Considering that I'm playing Eenie Miney and Mo, the wonderful himbo-brained rescue rangers, who are absolutely, you know, they're on the level. Absolutely, they are just really, really good at being a ranger. Well, there it is.
Don't mind the dogs in the background.
I, I literally told Sotoro that I had to move myself quickly to a different recording location because my brother's gonna come home and the boys start barking. So if you hear barking in the recording, that's them, and I apologise.
It's fine. We can have some doggos and they get good pets.
They do get good pets. They get good pets and good grades.
Alright.
But anyway, we're playing dress up
Uh,
catch up.
we're playing dress up catch up.
Dress up catch up
So
because yeah.
it's it's a normal day here in Toontown. Birds are singing, sun is shining, um, and a certain little pink girl is walking inside a store.
That she is. And it's funny that she would be. Hey, what kind of store is she walking into?
Well, uh, she has been working in a lot of projects, and she kind of needs more fabric. That's a thing that runs out. She has found out that is not an infinite source where she can just pull random fabrics out of thin air and just have some forever. That doesn't happen.
Not unless you've got a very high level spell, unfortunately. I'm very sorry, Sandy. You are probably going to have to go and buy more fabric for your knitting projects.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. But would you like to roll me a perception?
Absolutely. If I just only remember to pull out her character sheet.
Oh,
I can
oh,
find
so
it. I
it's
can find it.
right.
I can scroll real fast. I can scroll real fast. Don't mind all the
Scroll, scroll,
other
scroll, scroll, scroll.
things. There we go. Found her. She's here. Perception. Yes.
Here she is. Um, I mean,
That's
it's
a
going to be pretty obvious.
13.
Yeah. 13. Yeah, you look around the store. It's just there's a fabric store. There's fabrics of all different types hung up on the ceiling and being presented on the tables. There's a couple of retail workers just hanging around, having a chat around like the front desk or just mulling about, refolding some clothes that this one other patron keeps picking up, unraveling, examining, holding it up to their body, looking themselves in the mirror, and then just popping in a pile back on a table that was not the original table, and this one assistant is just following them around,
Oh my
refolding it,
god.
and it's just if anyone's worked at retail, there's just that one customer who just doesn't care, and they're just throwing stuff down, and you have to follow them around and clean up after them, and it's kind of like following
Mm-hmm.
a 2-year-old. I'm not projecting at all. Anyway, anyway, that's what you see firstly, but Also, do notice, there's like a little accessories kind of section.
Mm-hmm.
It's like things for your little hair or for your nails, things like that. And there's also things for like amorphous group types. They've got like a weird kind of belt, but it looks like it's made of jelly. And then you've got
Ooh.
like a hair clip, but it seems to keep. It doesn't seem to like keep the clip in. It seems to just expand over and over and over itself. It's very strange. Um, but you do see a very tall figure, specifically three very tall figures, and you can kind of hear them actually. You probably hear them before you see them. You hear them start muttering,
Then.
"Well, I don't know if it's gonna go. I don't think it's gonna match." Oh, come on now. This is. We tried the other ones and she didn't like the denim, and we can't go with the leather because of the studs. Well, I mean, we can just. Didn't we give her a ribbon last time? Yeah, and a ribbon's not going to cut it this time. It needs to be something that's just, a bit better than this. And, I mean, I don't know if she would need to roll a history to recognize who these three are, considering.
Mm-hmm. Sandy would have remembered. Sandy likes remembering people she has met before. Sandy just kind of like looks over, just like, ooh, 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 what are you looking for? What are you looking for? Hey!
Uh, you see three heads in succession go boom, 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 as three beaks turn towards you. The head on the right has just two feathers pinned back by a silver ring. The middle head has a mohawk, and the head on the right has a lovely, wonderful, shaggy head. And you get two sets of eye blinks. Then you see three big grins appear on their face, and they look down at you and say, "Oh, no, it's birthday fella. It's little birthday fella. Oh, birthday fella." And they just come running up. And do you want to roll me either a strength or a dex save?
Uh, well, um, strength, sure.
For strength. Look, I've listened to Sandy's games. I know. I know what strength is like. I'm gonna do a contesting just a straight strength roll because I think it would be funny if they failed this. Um, can't beat that actually. Even with a strength roll, I can't beat that. Um, no. So what happens is they run at you and they try to like sweep you up and twirl you around in a hug, but two like necks go under your arms and then they just dunk dunk bump their heads. Like,
Sandy
ow!
instead picks them up and twirls them around.
And you just hear a as you swing them around. Um, man, it's funny you do that, and I'm just gonna roll a dex save for them because skull's not exactly huge. You might be knocking some stuff over.
Oh no. Yeah, Sandy's not paying attention to that, unfortunately.
An 11. It's like you kind of accidentally swing their heads through like a hat rack, and then they come back out, and they're all wearing different hats. Like
Oh
one
my
of them is like a purple
god.
sun hat, and the other one is like a top hat, and then there's another one with a beanie on, and they all just look at each other, and they just kind of wrinkle their beaks in unison and go, yeah, and just hats like,
Hello!
and they
Hello!
all flip back.
Eenie, Meenie, Mo. Yeah, hi!
Actually, it's and give me a second. I've got to roll something because every time they introduce themselves, they have to. They have to roll a performance. Where are you at? This is the game I make rolls. Ah, yeah, okay. You see them try to drop down with one leg outstretched and one leg bent, and their heads just kind of look directly at you, and you say, "Actually, I'm Eenie, I'm Miney, and I'm Mo," and they just kind of step onto a piece of. They step onto like a piece of discarded clothing, and they just.
Oh my god.
Do
Oh no! You okay?
a couple backflips. Yeah, no, we're fine. This isn't the first time we've knocked our head around. It's perfectly fine. We're tough old birds, and they just get up and shake their heads. Yeah, no, we're fine. I mean, at least it's not a banana. If it's a banana, bananas are like old and classic. It's time that we had something new to try and trip us up. What do you look at?
Fabric is new, I think. And Sandy looks down at the fabric and kind of like starts to like pick it up. Like this is a tripping hazard. I have a lot of these in my floor too, and I sometimes trip on it.
Ah, right, yeah. I mean, usually, it's not exactly a good idea to leave your clothing all over the floor as well. It's, unless you're making a nest of some sort, that's completely different, though. Yeah, no, that's not like strewn on the floor, that's not pulled together. Well, point besides, yes, we should probably put this away before someone else starts tripping up. And,
Yeah.
they're just gonna follow you around the shop.
And Sandy starts like picking it up, holding it in all her hands, and she eventually has like a big stack piled all the way up.
Oh, cool. Eenie, Miney and Mo just look down and they go like, birthday fella? Are you sure you can see through all that? Yeah, it's quite a tall stack. If you need us to take some of those, we can.
I don't know where I'm going. I'm just picking up a lot of things.
Okay, do you want us to guide you? Or would you rather us just take some stuff so you can actually see?
What'll be more fun?
They look at each other. They look down at you. There's three big smiles on their faces. You know what? Actually, this might be a little bit of a interesting training for you, you know? Yes, you can't always rely on your eyes to make your way around an area. Sometimes you've got to go with your gut instinct and, yeah, sometimes it's all about the gut instinct, you know? You gotta trust your, that feeling in your belly that tells you, you gotta turn right now.
Right now? Okay. And Sandy turns right now.
No. Do you want me to make like a... Do you want me to roll to stop her?
Sure.
She's turning right and she's gonna walk into a table. What do you want me to roll for this? Or
you can... I guess it's strength to try and stop her.
Oh.
Oh no.
Yep. Yeah, that's 5 people listening. What happens is they try to reach around with all 3 of their necks and pull you back, but they just kind of slide your feet backwards slightly, so now you've just kind of, your upper body's leaning forward and your legs back, and then you just... Unless you can roll like an acrobatics or something, I guess, to not fall over.
That's a 16?
Well, you do fall, but also you're carrying a load of fabric, so luckily your arms kind of get onto the table first, and your head just goes to the stack of fabric. And,
Sandy has been muffled by the fabric. Sandy has now been enveloped into the fabric.
The fabric is slowly eating Sandy. Alright.
I don't think my stomach told me anything good.
Right, yeah, no. When we said go right, we didn't mean like right now. We meant we meant when you felt like it. Don't worry, this happens to everyone. Yeah, you know, sometimes instructions get very confusing, but for next time, it's all right. You know, we'll catch you if you do that again. Yeah, no, definitely. And they're just like plucking the fabrics off of her. As I feel like she just slowly thumps onto the next piece of fabric down on the table.
Yep.
Like, thump. Thump, 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 as they're just rapidly pulling out the fabrics.
Eventually, Sandy has emerged from the cocoon of fabrics.
Oh, yes. And then they're gonna slowly pile them back. Actually, I'm gonna roll a sleight of hand. Are you any good at folding? Are you any good at folding clothes, lads? I might have rolled this before, but I don't remember how high they rolled. It's a 14. It's average. I mean, they're folded. There's maybe like a couple of uneven like fold lines places, but they're folded. It's fine. With each fold, they stack it in your hands. They look at you and say, well, we don't know what you're here for, but once we finish putting this away, how about we find some things for you, eh? We're here on a little bit of business on our own, so yeah, we can help you out, and you know, you can help us out. It'll be a good time.
Maybe I can help you guys out too.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. We would love to have somebody help out.
Yay! Okay. It'll be fun. Where do all these things go? I only have actually been inside like these stores like 3 times now. Um, they just have a lot of things everywhere. They
All three
don't.
heads. Sorry, go ahead.
They don't actually. I mean, there's sometimes labels, but then sometimes there aren't labels, and then I get everything mixed up, and I don't know where all of these fabric came from. It was just on the floor. It's a lot of it. Why is there a lot of it? And Simon looks back at the big pile.
All three heads just kind of nod and say, "Yeah, we don't usually source our fabrics from stores. We usually go like directly to people that make them, sort of things, like weavers and spinners, that sort of thing. Like if you want good
You
wool, we
can
know a
make
place
them?
for really good wool and thread. Hmm?
You can make them? How do you make them?
You know,
I,
we
I, I
can't
just.
make them. Absolutely, we can't make. I mean, we can sew things together, and we can make adjustments to outfits and stuff. Making a whole outfit, that's not quite. That's not a level we've quite reached yet, but we're getting there. Yeah, no,
I,
just a bit more
I,
practice, and we can make something.
I make outfits. I've been making like a lot of outfits because I have to sometimes go on like on disguise and be like so sneaky like. So I make outfits and they're like other characters and so and I also been working on Prim's outfits for like stuff because shh, I shouldn't actually say anything about that. Shh, don't tell anybody. But I've been trying to do a lot of things and make clothes and it's been really fun.
Did you mention Prim is in Primrose
Yes.
Poodle?
Yes.
Got oral history. I want to see because that's what I expected. You gonna? They don't react to that name at all. They just nod along and say they actually seem to be more focused in the. Oh, you make your own clothes. You make your own clothes. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
I
Also,
made this one. And Sandy points to like kind of motions to her dress.
M's eyes just sparkle as they start to like circle you. Be like, wow, look at this stitching on there. Wait, Eenie, come have a look. Yes, I'm looking at the stitching. I'm also looking at the dye colours. Oh my, those are very good actually. Oh, you've put these very neatly, and well, I can barely see the stitching on some of these. And no itchy labels either. Ah, yes, no itchy labels. Can't stand an itchy label. As they
No,
just
those
kind
are
of,
not fun.
sensory. Ugh. Um,
Yay. Sensory? Wait, sensory? Is that the word? Sensory. Okay.
it's the
Okay.
word. I think it's the word. Yeah, I think it's the word sensory. Yes, that's probably the word. But yeah, it's you're talking about disguises. Well, and they just sit up a little smugly, lift one of their claws up, rubs it against their chest, and just examines them like they're examining their nails. Well, we're also familiar with changing your appearance to make yourself look a little different, so nobody
Oh?
knows who you are. It's I think
Really?
we've done a couple of films. Oh yeah, no, we've got a they look around, whoop whoop whoop, and they listen. I will say, as they look around, no one notices or cares. Like the people around the desk are too busy having a chat and like
Mm-hmm.
just going through papers, and it's a small store. It's not incredibly busy, and the only other person actually doing work is following around the one person tossing clothes on the floor.
Yeah.
So they look around and they bend their heads closer to you, and you say, "So we actually have a spell for that. It's a very good spell, actually, and it can make us look like an awful lot of things."
Oh,
In
really?
a certain ways. Want us to show you?
Yes. Sandy is like vibrating.
Okay, I'm gonna roll perception for them. Because I do have an idea if they roll high on this. Um, 16. Alright. All three heads kind of just swivel around, and then Miney just bonk bonk points towards the person that's just unfolding clothes, holding them up, and then chucking them on the floor, and the one retail worker that's sighing and following along behind them. And they're like, well, that person over there has been a little inconsiderate to that worker. And, it's, that sort of behaviour isn't exactly. We've never worked retail, but we know some people there, and it's not exactly a nice thing to do, you see. So, how about we show you what exactly we can turn into?
Sandy
give you
has
a little-
stars in her eyes.
And they just kind of give her a wink with two eyes, and then just like a little like twinkle comes out from Mo's hair. Because he doesn't have eyes, at least not that you know of. And they just say, "All right then. Oh, you what? We'll tell you what. If you focus on putting those clothes away and find out where they go, Oh, those fabrics, we should say. Oh, yeah, it's not just clothes in here, is it? No, yeah, it's fabrics, numpties.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, you focus on putting those away, and then you give us a signal, and we'll show you. We'll show you how exactly we do our thing. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Okay. I'm gonna do the things. I'm gonna do the things. And Sandy
Do the
goes
things.
and
Go do the things.
and
I
Sandy
will say
goes and
as wonderful.
yeah.
Sorry, you. I keep talking over. Go ahead.
It's fine. You're good. Sandy is just gonna start like rushing over and trying to find where these fabrics go. She's trying so hard.
What do you want to roll to figure out where things go? Because there are quite a few things you can do. And I don't want to be like, oh, roll this, roll that. You make up your mind, or you can just say you do it.
Um, I see investigation might be the closest thing to trying to find everything, huh?
Just like playing match the fabric kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you know your fabrics, so you should probably be able to roll with advantage because you know your
Okay.
materials.
Sandy does not know the actual name for them.
No, but I feel
But
like if Sandy reached out and compared textures, or at least
yes.
looked by sight, no,
Yes.
feel she's familiar with that.
She'll take the
Let's
12.
let's go with the 12. We don't acknowledge the 4. Let's go with the 12. Yeah, it probably takes her a bit of time. Again, she's only been to these places 3 times, like you said, so
Mm-hmm.
she knows what fabric it is, but she doesn't know what the name is, so she has to go around and then she's like, wait, I need to go through the pile and make sure this is the right one. She touches every single thing in the pile. She's like, yes, it's this one, and then she hooks it up, and then
Yep.
she goes to the next thing. So it does take a little while. And whilst she's doing that, you guys are going to be doing this. Ooh,
Ooh.
wonderful. Um, hmm. So, I don't think, I don't think you're going to be able to get past that stealth.
Oh no. No.
Danny, Danny, you finish up and you're all done. And, turn around and you look for them and Eenie Miney and Mo seem to have vanished.
Oh. Oh, they said they wanted to do me to do a signal. We never actually said the signal what we were supposed to do. Sandy,
Yeah.
Sandy gives a ponder, and then it's like, okay. And she's gonna cast precipitation, and she's gonna make it seem like there's a, like the bat symbol, but instead it's like the silhouette of Eenie Miney and
My
Mo.
god.
Yeah.
Oh my god, oh my god, that's great. Oh my god, Soda, I love that idea. Yes. Please tell me, where does she cast it?
She puts it on the ceiling. That's
Oh, excellent.
yep.
I'm gonna. I'm just gonna roll a flat d20. Does anyone notice? No,
Oh my
no one
god.
notices. Except, could you stop pinging me, please? Thank you. Anyway, nobody notices, and hear a ruffling sound coming from one of the racks. It's like one of those spinny racks that you can hide in when you're like 5. Um, and you see this customer slowly coming up to this rack, and they just peer into the rack, pull something off, and Sandy, you hear a coming from the rack, and I'm gonna roll a performance.
Ooh.
Bursting out of the rack, Sandy, um, you see a very long-legged thing with sharp claws and talons, and an incredibly like pitch black body. Like is it feathers? Is it scales? You can't quite tell. And the tail feathers of this thing are viciously sharp, and it's 3 long necks and with beaks like sharp, long daggers. It looks like a 3-headed cockatrice has just jumped out of of this of this freaking little turnstile, and Toon that was just chucking things on the floor stops, looks back at them, and just
Oh my
backwards
god.
in a dead faint, and the worker that was just following behind them just slowly starts like picking up the clothes and putting them away, and then they eventually get to where the person is laying, and they stop. They look up at Eenie Miney and Mo, who have done nothing but kind of loom.
Mm-hmm.
They down at this person, look up at Eenie Miney and Mo. They just slowly give them a thumbs up. Reaches down, it's the collar of this person, and just slowly, inch by inch, like
Oh my god.
drags them towards the front doors.
My god.
Um, and I will say, the people at the desk, again, pay no attention. They are having a busy little gossip session. The only person that has seen this is the one that was following the person that's just passed out.
God, amazing. Sandy like lets that happen and then immediately rushes over like, oh, that was so cool. You look so cool. That was so cool. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And just excited little kid.
You see this great, sharp, black feathered creature puff up, and you see it open its mouth wide, and there are lots of serrated teeth in there. And gosh, those are awful slit eyes looking at you. And the hair you recognise from before, all of it is jagged and spiky. This whole thing looks like a jagged spike, and then you see it kind of see you hear it speak. Oh yeah, no, it's no problem. This sort of thing. It ain't the first time we've had to disguise ourselves as an actual monster to, well, either get into a monster's lair kind of thing, or throw a bandit off its trail, or give them a good spook to actually get them off doing crimes. And you're just gonna see them pop one foot down, and they're just gonna do a whole body shake,
Oh my
and it's just like
god.
poof. The magic's dispelled, and dinner, Eenie, Money, and Mo are back.
Sandy just claps and is just like, that's so cool, that's so cool. I wish I could do that. I don't really can't do that because I have to like put on like a bunch of like costumes and stuff. I don't know how to do that with magic. I don't know a lot about my magic, but that was so cool, and I kind of really wanted to like bet you. Like at first I didn't actually know it was you, but then I saw like three heads, and I'm like, oh three, maybe you're three, and you're three. So yeah, you guys are just so cool.
As you keep speaking, you just see them start to like their chest goes up and up and up like and they start to go from like flat foot to like slightly on their toes to fully on their toes to they're probably balancing on their nails right now with their all heads are like pointing towards the ceiling, and you just get a very prideful feeling from them as they go, oh yeah, no, it was nothing there. That sort of spell, it's a pretty basic one, and well, I'm sure if I don't know what class of magic user you are, but if you don't need any magical help, we'll be more than happy to teach you that, as well as some little rangery bits.
Can you? I have Marcel who also helps me out a little bit, but my magic just happens. I think it's just like starts with an S, and my magic just kind of just happens.
Ah, I see. And they're just all three solemnly nod their heads. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes your magic just kind of acts up on impulse. Sometimes it's not something you can control, and sometimes it's reactionary. You just kind of have to deal with it and let it happen.
Yeah,
And I'm
like I
gonna
can
roll
do
off.
things. I can do things. I can do things if I want them to do the things, but also I don't know how to do the things because it's just I don't actually know the name of the things. Because there was Misty Step. I know how to do Misty Step. I didn't actually know what it was called though.
Ah, right. So it's kind of like the clothes thing, yeah. You know what you're looking for, but the name isn't like it's not there, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you get that. Ah, right. Okay. Well, not gonna lie to you. We're not magical experts, but we do know a few spells, and quite frankly, if you need any help with tutoring in terms of ranger of spells, we'll do our best. At least for the
What's
spells.
a ranger?
For the ranger stuff, we're excellent. Sotoro?
Uh,
Sotoro?
what's a ranger?
Sotoro? Oh, what's a ranger? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
No, you're good.
You want to roll insight because they just pause and blink, blink, blink. Look at
Sure.
each other. It's not going to be high. It's a 2020.
Oh my god.
You look at these three and get the feeling they are very shocked. There is actually a slight look of appalled almost that, my word, you don't know what a ranger is? I mean, understanding not some words for certain things is, understandable, but not like a ranger? Everyone knows what a ranger is kind of deal. It's like, I don't know what a ranger. Ah, right. Oh, sweetheart. Oh, matey.
Uh,
Oh, birthday child. We're gonna give you a little bit of a crash course then, and I'm gonna get behind you, and I'm
crash
gonna
course?
push you towards the clothes section.
Sandy
Um,
follows. Sandy
and
is
there's
being led pushed. Yeah.
lead pushed. One head's behind you and like just gently between your shoulders, and the body is next to you as they're walking
Mm-hmm.
along. You just hear So, rangers are basically, well, good rangers at least. Good rangers are people that go out of their way, to assist others. They're like really strong. Well, no, not actually always really strong. But they use their talents and what they do for people's good. The greater good sort of deal. They do what they can. They work really hard for the
So
big
like
jobs or the small
heroes.
jobs. Just like heroes, yeah, like heroes. But they can work they work in teams. Sometimes they work alone. Sometimes they work, they work as part of a guild, which is basically like a bunch of people that all agree to do
What?
like one thing.
Uh, is that just like a
Yeah,
group?
yeah. It's like a. They just tilt their head to the side as they are still pushing Sally along. It's kind of like, how would we describe it, Lex? It's man, well, it's like a group of people that all kind of agree that a certain way of doing things is how they want to do things, and they all have like the same moral compass kind of thing. Yeah, no, they've all got like
Mm.
the same kind of goal. Like they're like people that all come together to achieve a goal, kind of thing. And yeah, that's Rangers are the kind of people that all come together to go out of their way to help people, kind of thing. Oh,
Mm.
they
Mm-hmm.
have.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if they've answered your question at all.
Sandy is just
At
like
all.
not like nodding, nodding.
You're nodding, but I do feel they did not explain that in a way that Sandy could understand.
Sandy is very used to being getting lost in the trying to comprehend, but also nodding, but trying to wrap her head around it.
I hold her so softly. These three are awful, awful teachers for anything other than like ranger skills.
Amazing, amazing. No, yeah, and she's like,
Not amazing. They're not. It's the opposite. That's the
I
problem,
love them
Sotoro.
though. I love them though.
We
Sandy,
love them,
Sandy,
but they're not smart.
Sandy's just nodding, nodding. Okay, okay. So weird morals. I know about weird mortals. I'm not actually like a hero. I'm a me. I'm a Sandy. Because Gilly likes to be like the villain and such, and like not sometimes a villain, but we like to say like things and then like have fun and enjoy doing things and So I don't really think like going into like hero things for me might be good, or unless I really want to. But I don't really want to. But also, it's also very, very nice to help people. But I want to help people when I can help people. But then some people are bad people, and that's when you have to like put tricks on them and such, and spook them.
As you're speaking, Sandy, they're all just kind of nodding along at you. But I am gonna roll a quick history. 18. I might have to speak and poke heart later because
Oh
they
my
heard the
god.
name Gil, but I mean there are a few people with the name Gil. You didn't say the name Guilty Treble or Guilty Sweet. It was just Gil.
It's just
So
Gilly.
really, and they just tilt their heads to the side and they just kind of nod and they say, "Well, you said that Kelly of yours does villainous stuff?
Well, I mean, so long as they're,
Abiding by certain villainous rules, because even villains have those sort of rules.
then, well, there
There's
are
rules?
heroes there to kind of counteract them.
Oh yeah, no, there's a well, we actually kind of along the story. We met like a wizard once who wasn't actually a wizard. Well, they weren't actually a sorcerer either, or a warlock. They were kind of a bit of a magical hack person.
They cheated a lot with magic.
They basically just
Ah,
took a load of magical items and said they were a magical, great and powerful magical person, and they weren't actually.
But anyway, this person had something called like a villainous code kind of thing.
And they gave us a book about it, and apparently there's like a whole book about like villain codes and how to handle certain situations, that sort of thing. So, certain villains abide by certain rules, and that's a thing. But also about the ranger stuff, it's not for everybody. We understand that.
And it's fine if you don't want to go out and, be a big hero. 'Cause sometimes
Being yourself is also kind of like being a hero. Yeah, like being true to yourself and doing what you want to do in your life and, enjoying your life to the fullest.
yeah.
That's also good. You don't have to go out and be a hero.
just some people that do might need a bit of a extra boost.
And even if you don't want that, you don't want that boost to go out and be a hero, we're still more than happy to help you out if you need it. Because we're not here to, like, go out of the way to give people a boost just so they work with us or for us.
We do it because, you need it or you want it.
And I would say by this time they've probably gotten over to the clothes section.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Sandy. Um, I guess this is dress up time.
Yep.
This
Candy
I
has been
will leave.
listening.
Okay, Sandy. This is your zone. This is your wonderful wonderland.
We're here!
I
Hold the phone! Now put the phone down! We're here!
They just blink at each other and they look at each other. Actually, you know what? You know what? Give me a moment.
Oh boy.
I need to roll hammer space. Oh, that's not what I wanted to roll. Thank you very much. I want to roll hammer space. You see, you see Miney reach around, bury his head in the ruffle until his head disappears and just rummage around, and then he pulls out a bright red phone, and then you say, "Now put it away again." And he just cocks his head, he's like, and he puts the phone back away.
Amazing.
Yeah,
We're in close.
close now.
We're in close. So there's like a lot of clothes over here, and from last time I saw there was like some of that their dresses there, and some of them are blanks because I sometimes use them for like putting like embroidery on them. That's the word. I learned that word. That's what you do. Yeah, and I really like doing that. I should actually work more on my dress on doing that. But yeah, and then we can do like disguises or like fun things and like make it all pretty. But ooh, is there like a ranger outfit?
Or, I mean, whilst you were talking, all the heads were nodding at you. Eenie was just kind of like, taking little mental notes of, okay, she wants disguises, we can probably manage some of those, and oh, right, plain dresses for embroidery, we can sort some of those out as well, and, well, and he's just kind of quietly muttering, you should probably be working, just work on something that you want to do rather than what you need to do, and then the minute you say ranger outfits, they freeze, and they look at each other, and they look at Sandy, and you hear like a as their feet just start padding on the ground like, you want a ranger outfit? I mean, we can get you a ranger outfit if you want one. Oh, fellas, right. Right, okay. All right. Let's find you some appropriate clothing then. And they just, full of a renewed energy, just start bustling around. And I'm gonna roll an investigation, see if they can find anything. You said you wanted a ranger outfit, and they are filled with an absolute glee. 16 they find quite a few things and they hand them over to you, Sandy. There's boots, there are like what's the word? There's like trousers and a shirt kind of deal that's also kind of like armor. It has many pockets. Many pockets.
So
There's like a
many.
vest, jacket, like a full-length jacket. Look, the thing with rangers is they have utility. They need the pockets for when they're out and about. So you have trousers with many pockets. You got shorts, like cargo shorts that go to your knees that have quite a few pockets. You got long socks. You got some. Actually, they don't have shoes because this is a clothing store, and they don't often sell shoes with clothes. They
No.
just kind of look at your feet and they say, "We don't actually have like proper boots for you because
This is more like, fabrics and stuff.
than actual, clothes, but we did actually manage to find a few clothes, and even if you don't like these ones,
It'll kind of give you an idea of, what exactly you should be looking for if you wanted to make your own.
otherwise we can
Yeah.
probably go some other places and actually properly kit you out.
Ooh. This is a lot. It has so many pockets.
You need those pockets.
Trust me, if you're not, if you weren't Toonkind,
Apparently some real kind, they don't have hammer spaces, which is a bit weird, but
Yeah. They don't have actual like spaces and such. Like hammer spaces are really weird. Apparently.
Okay. They're incredibly weird. Oh, they're incredibly weird.
I mean, we stick our heads inside of ours all the time.
Time. You don't want to know what ours are like. But anyhow, pockets are very useful just in case you can't get something into your hammer space, but you just need to get it. So,
Very
A
good.
lot of space for rocks.
oh, absolutely a lot of space for rocks, all sorts of rocks, all kinds of rocks. And they just kind of look at you and they look around. And, it's funny. I'm just going to roll something here. Let's roll an intelligence check, buddy.
Oh boy.
Wonderful. They just kind of stand there in the middle of the store, have a look around. They're like, "All right, you can just get changed into those and see how it goes."
Sandy looks for like a changing room.
Okay, you want to roll me a perception, Sandy?
Yes.
Team. It's kind of hard to tell if there is a changing room. It's weird because, I mean, look around and you don't see any changing rooms anywhere. It's like there's nothing over near the doors. There's like nothing in the walls anywhere. There's no signs hanging up. It's kind of weird. But then you think, well, this is a fabric store mostly. You don't even know where Eenie Miney and Mo got the clothes parts from. Even though someone was picking up clothes and throwing them away earlier, those were probably like plot convenience clothes kind of thing. Because you're looking around now, and yeah, it is mostly fabrics with only like a few little clothes and bits. You don't think there's a changing room? You get the impression, oh no. I mean, you can ask at the desk. Maybe.
No. Sandy is gonna dig around her hammer space.
And all three heads of
Excellent.
confusion.
And Sandy then suddenly pulls out like a big wardrobe, kind of suitcase kind of deal, and then plops it down as if it weighed nothing, because Sandy is strong.
There.
And then
All three heads
opens
kind of
it,
go back and nod in appreciation at that.
and then opens it up, and it kind of like a little bit of a row of like clothes that she's been working on, and some of them half finished, some of them fully finished, hang out, and then like a little like like a setup, the toonish kind of deal of like having
Yeah. Oh, that's super cool. Yes, I love that. Yes, absolutely. Just gonna roll. Cool. So Eenie Miney and Mo are very interestedly looking at these clothes and just admiring the stitch work and marking the progress you've made on it, and they're just nodding and looking at each other like, "This is really good work there, man. Again, your stitching is fantastic. Honestly, I'm just..." And Eenie is just excitedly gabbling like, "The stitch work on this is perfect. I can't believe you've actually managed to get the hem to sit right. These kind of hems are very difficult to actually,
What's a hem sit?
get." He just blinks and he looks back at this. No, not hem sit. It's like it's like the hem of the edge of the clothing. To get it to sit right on a person, you need to adjust it, and sometimes you need to tuck the fabric up against each other, or cut it down, or you need to measure it and make sure it sits correctly on the person that
Oh,
you're making it for.
yeah, yeah. I kind of
Eenie
like
Miney and
eyeballed it a little bit, and then I have this little tape thingy, and then Sandy like, let me just. Sandy pulls out like the fabric tape, like the measuring thing,
The long
like.
rulers.
And like I also been learning math with it a little bit too. But yeah, and then I just cut a lot, and then I started to sew. It was like a really hard to actually sew right. But then I figured it out, and there's like a lot of different ways to like do it in order to like make it right. Because some of them aren't really that strong, but like puts it still there, and then like I don't know. It's it's very interesting. But and I've been doing it by hand, and there I have a machine too. I got a machine, and it has like a whole different like some of them have like different patterns and stuff. But I don't really know how to use it that well. But so I sometimes just do it by hand, and it's really fun.
Eenie looks absolutely fascinated. I'm gonna roll something here. There we go. Cool. Okay, that's fine. He's just completely fascinated. They just nod enthusiastically as you continue on, like just every now and then piping with their own little opinions of, well, we've never used. I think that might be a sewing machine of some sort, but we've never used machines. We usually use needles and such, and our own thread. Seems to work better for us than trying to use a machine. It's a pain in the bum to work around, and especially when we're out in the woods. Oh, shut it, you.
Sandy nods.
Mo looks around and says,
Actually, lads, we might want to let,
"You mean let? Ah, right, yeah. No, Crystal apparently did say that privacy, for some reason when you're changing, you need to have privacy. We don't really get it." And they look down themselves. They don't have any clothes on. They look back up. I mean, we don't understand why, but apparently it's a big deal. So if you wanted to get changed, or if not, we can just
Yeah. I have like a little curtain thingy. I have a little curtain thingy here. And I can just change inside. I've been starting. I got this as a gift, and then I've been starting to using it, and it's been really useful and very helpful. And I sometimes don't even know how I get it out. Sometimes I just put it back somewhere. Hammer space. Yes.
Sometimes you just have these things being there.
I mean, we have once pulled out a...
We don't talk about that one.
Oh, right, yeah, sorry.
Let's
What
just
did you
say
pull
we
out? What
don't.
did you pull out?
No, you don't. Trust us, you don't want to know.
It was a disaster, you really don't...
We once pulled out a hole. We're not talking about it, and we're not saying it. No.
hallway?
We're not going to get guys. What did you say? Sorry.
A hallway.
Hallway. Just kind of freeze, and they look back at you and say, "It just, it was. Don't worry about it, all right? If you just go get changed, and they just slowly try to back away, giving you a very big smile. Definitely.
Sandy blinks.
They're giving you big smiles, and they're just like, all right, we'll just wait out here while you get changed.
Then if you want to go ahead and get changed,
We'll just be sitting out here. And they just whoop, turn around.
Okay. Weird. Okay. And Sandy goes inside her little curtain and changes real quick.
Nice.
And then she jumps out, saying, I'm done! How do I look?
They turn around, they look you up and down, and you don't have to roll anything for this. You see their eyes widen, and you just see and you just see their feet stop, tap, 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 tapping. Oh, you look picking excellent.
oh, you look amazing!
I mean, we could also, it's not an exact fit. Of course, it's not an exact fit. We found them,
Yeah, we just found them lying around.
We could always adjust them if we need to. Well,
Yeah,
yes,
we could
that's-
just adjust it a little bit from here. But yeah, we can do that. Do you guys have an outfit? Well, I know you guys don't actually wear anything, but do you guys have an outfit?
They kind of pause, and then they kind of look at each other, and then they look down, and they're like, well, funny thing about that,
We don't actually,
even if there were clothes that we don't really wear clothes. It's
Not something that, no, it's,
not exactly part of our design, if that makes sense.
Hmm. But you can wear scarves and like little hats and maybe like little ankle thingies.
Oh gosh, you don't know what you've done, Sotoro. Oh gosh!
Oh boy.
You say you can wear hats and scarves, and you see all three heads kind of perk up and dive down. So Eenie dives down, and He pulls out what seems to be three scarves, kind of like buttons on each end that make it one long scarf. It's made
Mhm.
of some kind of soft pearlescent material. And he just kind of weaves it between all three heads. And Miney, you've rolled a fumble. That's a 13. And
Oh
I'm just gonna roll for
boy.
Mo quickly. It's a 5, so Mo actually does get something. So Eenie and Mo, Eenie pulls out the scarf. Mo pulls out a matching hat that's kind of pearlescent and a little bit spooky. Like it kind of looks like feral ghosty. And it has a yellow and white ribbon twined together around the rim, and he pops that on his head. Um, Give me a moment. I need to get up the fumble sheet because I don't remember what I put for the 13th slot on the fumble sheet. Miney's taking the time, just head still stuck in the middle, and Eenie and Mo just look down and say, "I hear you right in there.
yeah, don't get lost again, alright?
I'm not lost. I'm just trying to get something." And it's just rattle, crumble, crash. Just coming from the hammer's face. But Eenie and Mo look at you and say, "Well, we do actually have scarves. We have lots of scarves.
We have about 9 scarves.
We've got a lot of scarves.
And, I got, this,
This particular set, we got a
from a very, spooky ghost friend.
Oh.
met them in a haunted house, actually. We were there doing a little part-time job, whilst,
Apparently there weren't actually many, people looking for heroes or, rangers at the time, so, we took up on that.
and our job was to scare people. So,
You know what we did earlier with,
where we looked like that big, scarier version of us.
Yeah.
did something like that.
But instead of doing a bird,
We basically turned ourselves into like a two-legged dragon.
which we call a wyvern,
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. I've been to a haunted base before. It didn't actually go that well. At first it was fun, but then it wasn't really fun. That's okay. But yeah. Halloween is fun. Halloween is very, very fun.
Halloween can be fun if you celebrate it appropriately. And whilst they're saying that, you just hear, "All right, I've got it." And Hermione pulls his head out finally, and he pulls out a poster, and it's a poster of what looks like a bee, but it has drills for hands and a very large stinger on its rear. And on the poster, it says, "Be bold, be brave, be bunted?" Like BUNTD? There's a like a stop at the end.
Sandy kind of just tilts her head and has question marks in her eyes. She says, "What is that?"
What do you mean with it? For fuck's sake. I can't believe. Why do you keep pulling out that poster? It's a really good
So
poster.
you're not supposed to be looking for the poster, mate. You're looking for.
Alright, fine, I'll look again. And just sticks his head back in.
Hey.
Yeah, there's a 9. And he comes back out. And let me see, what else has he got? Oh, right, yes. He comes out, and it's incredibly obnoxious. Like, incredibly obnoxious anima sweater. Like, this thing is bedecked with lights, that are yellow and white and flashy. It is God. It's a fashion monstrosity, and you can see Eenie physically recoil away from the sweater, like, why did you bring that thing out? Because Juniper made it for us,
Well, I know Juniper made it for us.
and it is It's just,
It
It's very
has
good.
lights!
it has. And you just hear, yes, it has lights, as Miney tries to struggle to just kind of thin it over his head. But can you kind of see why we can't exactly wear clothes? And it's just, he sticks his head through the hole, and then, thump, the two arms flump down. And Miney just sighs and says, even if I try to get these two into the actual arms, it's like, it's a
Yeah, it's not exactly
What about
super
zippers?
comfortable.
zippers.
Yeah, you guys can
Okay,
reach
so
your back, right? Because you guys have you guys have a long neck. Can you reach to your back?
They kind of look at each other and are like, well, yeah, we can do that because, when we sleep,
well, when two of us are asleep, someone stays on guard.
and when we sleep, we just kind of, and you just see them, all three just poof, poof, poof. They peel back. Their necks just bend over their back, and you just see their heads disappear into their back. They are very fluffy, and their back just kind of swallows their heads, and they plump onto the floor, and they tuck their tail underneath their body, and you now are looking at a very furry rock. Three stripes on it.
Yeah. Okay. So if we could put stickers, not stickers, zippers that have like the long thingamabob, and you guys can just pull it up, pull it out, and that might be easier for you guys.
They slowly, one by one, rise out of their back, look at each other, and they're like, we've never tried something like that before. It might be worth a shot. I mean,
To be honest with you, we're used to not wearing clothes, and we're all right with not wearing clothes. But
it's worth it. I suppose it's worth a shot. Also, one other issue would be, how would we decide what we wear? But obviously, I'd be dressing us. Now, you see, that's not going to happen because I want to wear other things. Well, yes, but you don't have any fashion sense, and Mo just wants to wear comfy sweaters.
If it's with zippers, we can just have it like a mismatch. Like how you know with the 3 sections, and so that you guys can have like one section for you, and then one section for you, and then one section for you, and then you guys can wear different things, but still have the same thing on.
They'll just look at each other, and Eenie and Miney just have like their brows creased, and Mo's mouth is just turned down into a bit of a frown. They're like slowly nodding, and they say, well, we'll keep that in mind for future. It's a good idea though.
it's a very good idea.
It's an excellent idea, and quite frankly, such problem solving from someone someone not used to ranger things. That's very promising. Yeah, now good job. You're doing a great job there. And they reach up their claw and just ruffle your hair. Before they look down at the clothes that you're wearing and say, well, did you want to keep those, or do you think you might just take some inspiration from them?
Oh, you just want to buy them and.
I think I can buy them and then fix them up. I also found like a few fabrics that I really like too. I can make them into stuff. But maybe I can make you a belt with pockets.
They blink and they look at each other. A belt with pockets?
You say you guys was like a lot of pockets, so you can have like put rocks and stuff like without using the hammer space. And maybe you can like have it. You can also like put in like keychains or something. Yeah.
They kind of look at each other and you just quietly hear, well, we do have those knives from that, the mad one.
You mean the sad one?
No, you mean the dead one, right, yeah. Right, we could do that. It's possible.
It is worth a shot instead of
Having to stick our head in a hammer space all the time, it could be a bit more convenient. And they just quietly mutter and they're like, well, sure, you know what? And they all just kind of look back at each other and look at you. You know what? Birthday fella? You know what?
we will
Absolutely take you up on that. And, well, good work deserves to be paid well. And they pull out a claw to be shaken and say, if you want to make us a belt, we're not going to say no.
If you want us to make any adjustments or
Find any more materials for you whilst we're out in the world, just give us a shout and we have a look around.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you guys want anything like that? I, I don't know if it's like it's a lot. Because it's very very fine if you guys don't actually want anything. Like, clothes can be weird.
Let me just roll something quickly. Um, Forgot that's your modifier. Okay. They all just nod very emphatically and say, no, it's all right. Yeah, we absolutely will try it out. We absolutely want to try out your stuff.
Yeah, no, we want to try it out, you know?
We always want to try out something new, and, well, it won't be exactly, it's good to have something to change things up and spice things up kind of deal, isn't it? And they just kind of tip themselves to the side and give you a big smile, Sandy. And they say, well, unless you, if there's anything else you want to look around for, we can go shop around and get your fabrics and stuff. And
Oh, I mean, we can head off home.
or well, I mean, we're going to go to the park afterwards, so you can come with us if you want. Or
Park?
we can
Yeah,
walk
we can feed the ducks.
Oh yeah, no, we haven't actually fed them for a while, have we?
Oh, no, not after Sandra.
We don't speak to Sandra anymore. Yeah, no, Sandra's a little bit annoyed with us, but don't worry about that. I'm sure it'll be fine. And just kind of budge you around the store and say, right, find the other little bits you need, and we'll just, we'll be on our way. How about that?
Yeah. It'll be fun. We'll find all the cool things. You guys can help me. Teach me the name of things too. And yeah.
And at Sally's enthusiasm, you just kind of hear like thump, 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 thump as they just kind of slightly semi-skip along behind her as she chooses out the fabric she needs. And I guess you just go to the counter and I'm gonna roll something here. Do, 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 do. Oh, I like that. That's your mod. So Sandy, you just gonna go to the counter and pay for your stuff?
Yep.
Cool. So all the one of the cashiers just turns around, sees what you got, scans them all briefly, types it up into the typer till, and is like, hand the gold over, accept it back, nod, push the clothes over to you, put them in little bags, and just wave you away. They're doing this all while still chatting with their co-workers about the latest gossip about Leanne. You don't know who Leanne is, but apparently she's been doing some really weird stuff at work recently. Yeah, she's been asking weird questions and doing weird things, and she's talked weird to a customer once, and that's not like Leanne. But you don't know Leanne, it's not your problem. So you pick it up, and I roll this.
Oh.
What is your perception mod, by the way?
Sandy's perception is just a +1.
You're not going to see this then.
Oh. Can the audience know?
The audience can know. Basically, what I rolled was a sleight of hand. So Sandy has paid money to the what's the word? To the cashier. Eenie Miney and Mo have just very casually reached into their rough, pulled out the same amount of coin and slipped it back into Sandy's pocket.
Oh my god.
So yeah, you didn't have to pay for anything. It's fine.
God,
Fine.
no, Sandy has so much money. You don't know. You don't understand.
Know that? They don't know that she's a rich girl.
Amazing. I love them. I love them so much.
Love you very much too. But yeah. I guess we go to the park for a little bit. And we feed the ducks. Actually, I'm gonna roll intelligence. Okay. That's a 13. They kind of, as they go along, they're kind of chatting with you sorry, I don't know what kind of stuff you usually feed ducks there, but
Usually people feed them bread and things.
which is fine for bird toons, but some bird
Yeah, you're not
animal
really supposed to feed the real kind ducks the bread. But ducks are good to feed the bread with. There's a lot of tune ducks in the park. I think you have to use like a cabbage or something for the real kind ducks.
Yeah, nah, cabbage is pretty good.
Or sometimes peas works out well.
Sometimes if you're holding a bag of peas or sweet corn and a duck or a goose sees you,
You may want to, well, at least a real kind one.
no, actually I've seen toons do it too. Oh yes, the one that did it to us was a toon. Essentially run, don't let them see that you've got anything they can eat, because they can get very peckish about that. And we just stroll into the park, and I'd say it's probably about lunchtime. And yeah, we go to the park, and there's a nice little pond. There are some duckies, and Eenie, Miney and Mo are just gonna crouch down until you can no longer see their feet. And they're gonna look at you, Sandy, and they're not sitting on a bench. They're just like sitting on like a little grassy area that goes down to the
Yeah.
pond. But there is a bench nearby if you want to sit down.
Sandy, no, Sandy instead. Hold on. Sandy instead pulls out like a big old blanket and just puts it on the grass. You know, like a picnic
Ooh, they look
blanket
at that
and
blanket.
such.
Oh, that's adorable. Yes, that's good.
Ha ha!
They you. Let me see. Can they do this? So give me a second. I'm just gonna check a spell. Can they do this, or is that not something they can do? No, they can't. Damn, they can't do it. I was gonna have them clap, but they can't. They're sitting on their feet.
Oh
You
my
do hear a.
God.
That is very impressive.
Yeah, no, put in a blanket out of nowhere.
You know, right magician you are, and they just nod their heads very seriously.
Ta-da! Yee! Yeah, I don't actually have like a picnic thingy mabob basket. Picnic basket. I don't really have that. But I do have bread. And Sandy pulls out like a bag of bread. Marcel made this. Silly made this. I don't know if I have
Oh.
peas though.
Okay, give me just a moment. You've pulled out something. I just need to roll something here. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna roll this. Okay, they're just doing a few things.
Oh boy.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Sandy,
boy.
you probably noticed this. You pull out the bread and you see Eenie, the one with the two feathers pinned back with the silver ring, just kind of freeze, and his eyes dilate, and he turns very slowly towards the bread, and Miney and Mo just look at Eenie and each other and like, nah, Eenie, mate, it's for the ducks, it's not for you. No, keep your beak shut. And
Sandy just moves the bread a bit and moves it down.
Yeah, you're gonna want to keep that away from me.
He's got a thing, and Miney's just clamped his beak over Enie's, who's just kind of trying to struggle away.
Enie's got a thing about food. It kind of, if he sees some, he kind of impulsively tries to, nab at it. We do our best to make sure he doesn't. Yeah.
Oh, he can have some. And Sandy like reaches down towards the bag and kind of pulls out
No,
a
no,
piece
no,
of
no,
bread and
you
hands
don't,
it. Oh,
you don't know what you're gonna unleash.
And did you say you're holding it out closer to Eenie?
yeah.
Cool. I need to roll. Wonderful. So you see Enie's eyes dilate wider, and it's like, "Well, I can't hold on," and then just Enie's mouth opens, and Miney gets knocked back. It's like, "Ow, my picky beak!" And Eenie lunges for the bag, and so tell me, how do you hold this bag out? Like, is it just open, or are you offering a
Sandy-
slice?
Sandy was just offering a slice. Sandy has the bag and on her waist. Basically, you know how you hold it on one hand?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Eenie kind of just just goes feral on the bread. You've seen a probably seen a two dog either attack a chew toy or like go mad over a piece of like raw steak. Eenie has that energy right now, and Miney and Mo are just kind of hovering next to him, saying, don't you dare peck her, I swear to peck her.
If you hurt her hand, mate, we're gonna have to take you down and
It's
give
fine.
you a
My
cold
hands are
dunk.
like rock.
They blink and they
Yeah, you
look
can try.
down.
Sandy like offers out her hand. Is like, you can try.
Just, I'm gonna roll this again. That's what I thought. We look at each other. They're at first a little hesitant, but then you just see, like, curiosity overcomes both of them. They look down at your hand, they look back up and say, you sure? I mean, we can just not. And
You can try.
look at each other, and then they nod. Yeah, alright. And they rear back. So, Sotoro,
Mm-hmm.
do you want me to roll to hit, or do you just want me to say, like, they peck your hand?
They can just peck. Sandy is not really moving or anything.
Fair enough. So you see both heads kind of draw back, and then thunk thunk, they plunk down onto your hand. And for fun, how hard is your hand, Sandy?
Sandy is literally in stone mode right now. Her hands are stone.
Fun. Okay. You see both heads come down. They stop. They don't come up.
Just
And
kind
you
of
just see them-
vibrates. You know how like if you hit something and kind of like vibrates a bit. Sandy kind of like, gets a like small bit of vibration from that. You know.
Yes, just like doom kind of thing. Or meanwhile,Eenie's just kind of finished up his bread. His eyes are still kind of dilated, and he's just looking out where the ducks are in the pond and swaying his head slightly from side to side. Meanwhile, Miney and Mo, their beaks, when they struck your hand, they just they both just kind of accordion down, like scrunched up.
God.
And they slowly peel their heads back, and you see there's like swirls in their eyes, like, and there's like a
No.
canary going in a figure eight between their two heads.
Oh,
And
you did
see,
it really
like,
hard. Sorry. Are you good? Are you okay?
You know what? I'm gonna roll con save. How are they doing?
Oh my God.
How are you doing? Well, it's not your awful. It's not awful.
Hey.
It's not 20. Damn. Okay. You hear like a before they shake their heads again, much like they got rid of the disguise self earlier, and they're just blink, blink, blink. Their beaks are back to normal, and the canaries just flown off into the sky, and the dizzy circles are gone, and they're like, "Hey, wow, you that is
There's certainly a hard hand you got.
If you try to carry me, that's even harder.
say that, and I'm gonna roll this. I'm gonna roll this.
Nope.
Okay, you can insight that if you want.
Oh boy, insight.
Perception, actually. Perception.
Okay,
either
same.
or.
There you go.
Cool. You look at them and you see them kind of look at each other, and you see that their beaks just kind of quirk up. Eenie is still a little bit dazed, but his head is slowly bobbing up and down, and you see his grin is slightly wider before they all just slowly return to, like, normal happy, and they're like, oh, right, okay, that's very interesting, right, we'll keep that in mind, you were quite heavy, and
It's quite sturdy grounds you have.
it would be truly impressive feat to be able to have to throw you then.
Mm-hmm. Very, very, very impressive.
And they all just nod, and they were like, "Oh, wait, hang on a second. You've got the BREAD."
And let's just
And then Mo digs into his ruff, and he pulls out a bag of peas, and Eenie once again head snaps towards the bag and he's like, Eenie, you've had your bread, mate. Take a nap. If I have to sit on you this whole
Oh no.
damn time, Eenie, I will do it. Don't think I won't. Gosh damn it. No, you do with advantage because you've just eaten.
Oh my
Shredder.
god.
Eenie looks like he's gonna reach over for the peas and then he just he's back. Right, yes, no, yes, I will, yeah, right, you keep your head turned away, alright, mate? You just, look at the ducks.
Just look at the ducks. Look at them swimming about.
Look at the ducks swimming about, having a nice time. No,
They're very, very
relax.
nice.
Not very nice, are they? You know, they're just having a nice swimmy song time, causing no one no trouble. And you look out, and yeah, it's just the classical white ducks just quacking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Did you want to, like, throw anything for the, like, how did you want to approach this portion?
Sandy is actually very goes to the park a lot. Sandy already knows the ducks.
Oh, Sandy knows these ducks. I guess if you want to try and, like, would Sandy try and call them over?
Mm-hmm. Here, ducky, ducky,
Ooh.
ducky, 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 ducky. I got bread! And Sandy kind of starts pulling out the bread and kind of like crumbling in her hand and just throwing it out forward. That's like a little bread trail.
You just see all the ducks that were swimming away, just suddenly you hear like beep, beep, beep as they make a U-turn in the water and swim rapidly towards where you're throwing the bread out, and you just hear a kind of as they make their way to where you're throwing the bread, having a good time, and it's a good num.
Hi,
And
hi. That's Ducky. That's Chloe. That's Cher. That's Sherry, right here. Sherry has like a little bit of like a red little tips on the wings, and that's Snow. And, and Sandy's just starting to name all the ducks.
beautiful. Yep, that's what I thought. I just wrote a history to see if they remember, and they remember Ducky. Definitely. And the one with the red tips, they will probably remember that name, even if their player does not. Yes, they're all paying attention to you, and they'll probably just be asking, so, oh, you come here a lot then, do you? Because you've got them all their names already.
I've been here a lot. I go with Sally here. We sometimes have talks, and sometimes we just feed the ducks, and it's very, very nice. And sometimes I go on my own, and it's very, very fun. I know all their names. Well, I'm trying to remember all their names. I gave them the names. I think other people have different names for them, but those are the names I have for them. I actually cannot actually talk to them, so I can't actually know their names.
Or both heads nod, and they're just like, yeah, no, it's
Names can be very difficult things sometimes.
you know, like it's kind of like languages, you know, like some people call bread bread, some people call it glacame.
Actually, I think
No, I don't actually know what language that is, and I personally
wouldn't try to pronounce it because,
the only reason we know what that is because of
well, we've got a little spell that helps with that, and
we had it thrown at our head so many times.
this, not the spell, mind you.
Or not the name, but the bread itself. So you know.
Oh,
Uh,
I know a different name for bread too. It's and Sandy just says something in Dwarvish.
I don't know if you know Dwarvish. Do you know Dwarvish? No, they don't. They just blink, blink, and they. You know, I don't think they do because comprehend languages is like a 10-minute long spell. So they just blink and look at you and they say, I don't know what language exactly there was, but
but there was a, yeah, there was a. I mean, it was an interesting way to say bread. I've got to say.
yeah, no, I ain't bread said that particular way before. Actually, yeah, as a ritual, I'm gonna do a quick roll again.
Okay.
Whilst all everyone's been talking, Enie's just kind of ducked into the ruffle around his neck, ruffle around, pulled out what seems to be like a gigantic bag of like chips, and is just taking a chip out and slowly crunching it. As you guys are
Amazing.
talking, look, it's
Mm,
either that or he goes for everyone else's food, or he goes for the
yeah.
ducks.
Amazing.
So he's doing his best. They
Yes.
just they just nod and they say, "Yeah, no, it's really cool."
And also, making your own clothes is really, really cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We've not made any clothes ourselves, mind you.
Yeah, we've only adjusted some for our roommate,
Our friend,
roommate friend, the fellow ranger.
sort of kind of person that we're currently sharing a space with.
Yeah, Crystal. She's
Oh.
very yeah, she's really cool.
She's incredibly smart. She's one of the smartest people we know. You know.
Oh, she's really tough.
I also share a space. Is that how you say? I also share a space with Sally. He's very smart. He can do a lot of magic and he knows a lot of things and he reads me bedtime stories too.
And they just nod. They just nod. All right. I mean, yeah. You know what? You tell us about them. You know. Don't let it.
Don't let us hog all the conversation.
It kind of tends to happen when there's three of you.
You just kind of keep nattering on because there's two other people.
But you know, if
Yeah, you know, if you've got anything else, like, tell us about your roommates then.
just kind of settle in.
So there's Sally. He cooks. He cooks really well, and there's bakes, and there's just Gilly. He does the tricks and stuff, and like we do like fun things with him. And it's like it's the Gilly. Gilly is the person where the mansion. Horns.
Just nod. I will say the minute you mentioned that that Sally bakes or makes food, Miney has perked up an interest. In fact, you just see the mohawk on his head kind of twitch. He looks at you and say, "Oh right, they're a good cook then. Your Sally is, that it? Well, I mean, I'm not a bear cook myself, and living out in the wilderness, finding everything you can to throw together a meal is
You know
very
how to cook
difficult.
too?
You know. Well, I do. These two.
Well, I like to cook.
I mean, Mo, you do like to cook, mate, but we don't trust you to cook. The last time you cooked, you blew up half a caravan.
That wasn't my fault. They left the campfire unattended.
They didn't leave it unattended. They left it to you. And,
Yeah. Me and Gilly sometimes kind of put fire on the kitchen when we try to cook. Sometimes.
they just turn towards you. You said, you what now? You said what?
Yeah, fire in the kitchen, or like sometimes things poof. It happens. It happens. But sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes we do make some things that are really tasty, like double eggs.
Deviled eggs. And I'm gonna roll a history. Have they had deviled eggs? Heard of deviled eggs? And they're just like, well, we've eaten eggs before. We've never heard of deviled eggs.
Are they like evil eggs that you gotta like cook in a special like evil kind of way, or?
No. It's you take the yellow thing, and then you separate it, and then you mix it up with other things, and you put it back.
Nod. They're like, all right, yeah.
The yellow thing in the middle is called the yolk.
And you're gonna see one of the feet come out, and they're just gonna in the dirt. They're just gonna like spell out yolk for you. And then like,
so that yellow thing is called that,
and they just underline it.
and then the part around it. This is one's really easy to remember. It's called the white because
When you cook it, it goes white.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they spell that out for you as well.
Yeah, because you have to take off when you do the double eggs, you have to take off the shell. And well, first you put it on the water that's really hot, and you take it out, and then you take off the shell, and then it's all white, and then the yolk is yellow and puffy and such. It has texture. Yes.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's the thing with eggs. You can cook them so many different ways.
and well we have
what would we? How would you describe TOC? An angry chicken.
I mean, it is accurate.
Yeah, no, he's definitely bloody accurate. We have a friend of ours that doesn't eat eggs, so we tend to like
Ah.
cook all sorts of different things up. You know, like we can make a decent sandwich. You know, we've handled it. Admittedly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not super used to like kitchens and stuff.
Yeah, we're used to cooking in the outdoors kind of deal.
I never tried
Yeah,
doing that.
have you never cooked around a campfire before? Like,
Marshmallows or chocolate or anything like that?
You can do that?
they rear back.
I mean, I tried it with
Awesome,
marshmallows
actually.
before, but I never knew you could do it with chocolate too. Wouldn't it just melt?
Just all three heads look at each other, and then they lean down and peer at you, and they say, "Have you never had a s'more before?"
What's this more?
They all lean back with dramatic gasp. Birthday fella hasn't had a s'more.
How can they have not had a s'more before?
That's sacrilegious. That's outrageous, fellas.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Exactly, absolutely, 100%.
Oh, I'm 100% on board for this. And they lean down and they look you dead in the eye and say, "Birthday fella, one day, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day we are gonna go ahead and we're gonna make you a s'more,
And it's going to be delicious.
and you're going to love it." Actually,
Yes!
actually, your roommate, person you live with, Sally, right? Why don't you poke them and ask them what it is?
I'm really surprised that a cook, or even a baker wouldn't, like,
Make you something, make you a s'more. That's
Well, we've
cooking
been
101.
we have cookies, cake, pancakes. Do eat a lot of different things. But I never actually
No.
heard of a s'more.
Well, do yourself and your Sally a favour
and ask about s'mores.
because they're delicious. And
I will.
Enie's head's just tilted to the side. There is drool coming out of his mouth. There's like a as he is just staring off into space, and there's just various food items from a thought bubble going through his head.
Amazing. Oh,
Yeah.
Sally, I'm gonna ask him about the s'mores. There's Bob too. Bob is also very, very, very smart. He makes things, and he made Rad, which is a radio that talks. Well, talks. Yeah, talks with the radio thingy, and then just moves around. And he's very, really fun, and Bob is really, really great. And then there's Tally, who's new here too. And then there's. I got so many because we actually expanded. And I can include everybody in.
So I just rolled a few things very quickly. I rolled a 17 to remember Bob and Rad, and then I rolled a deception because I remember that first game with Rad. I remember how they reacted. I remember how Rad reacted to them in their first game, which was Let's Play Pretend for people who don't know. It was a wonderful game. It was Eenie Miney and Mo's first game, and there was some interesting interactions in that one. But anyway, you don't notice anything. That's like, "Oh yeah, no, we remember the little radio fella."
Yeah, they were very,
They certainly had a personality to them. And Bob, is that the
that was the
Dad!
purple one,
That's
was it?
Red's dad.
That's Dad. Red fella's dad. So, not the purple one. I think it was the shorter one.
Was it the one with the pink on them?
Oh, they had like a little heart thing.
No, it was not purple.
No, I think it was blue. Well, I think they were like white, weren't they?
Oh no, yeah, they were definitely white.
white and pink.
White and pink. See, I told you it was pink.
Yeah, I thought it was purple though. It's purple and pink can get confused.
Even so, right, so, well, it's it's good that you have so many people with you that, you can go and experience things with, and, expanding, expanding the people that you know and, you hold close, and, all your skill sets, that's a fantastic thing to do. And they're just nodding and smiling at you.
Yeah, and so just we whack bad people.
At that, you see three bigger grins come up on their face, and oh, that's fucking excellent.
Oh yeah, sometimes you just need to take out a sword or a club or an axe and just
Or an axe!
BOOM!
And Sandy, hold on. Sandy pulls out a great axe that is just candy. That's basically candy and such. I don't know if you've seen
Oh
it.
no. I don't know. Oh dear.
Oh.
Okay, you just pulled out a giant fucking candy axe. Edie's head was kind of buried in his bag, and then he looks over to see what you're doing, and oh no. Oh no.
Oh my, that looks.
Don't you dare, Eenie, don't you dare.
But that looks incredibly. That looks incredibly.
And I'm just gonna
Nope, nope,
roll.
nope, 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 nope. Sandy's just like,
Gonna
nope.
roll. Something. Do you wanna make me a deck save?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah. Don't worry, Sandy. You hold your cane out the way as Eenie lunges, kind of topples. They topple over the other two, like over their back, and the other two just kind of whoop, flip onto their back, belly exposed, now feet now sticking up in the air, like oi, Eenie,
Yeah, mate, you can't just.
and Eenie just kind of reaches his neck out like to try and just like snatch the axe out of your hand, but you just can't reach.
Sandy just
Just
like
a
puts
nibble.
it back into her hammer space, like, nope.
No,
nope,
just
nope.
a nibble, just a little bit from the end. I won't eat it all, just a little bit. Oh, Eenie, get over
It's
yourself.
very
mate.
hard. It's very hard to actually eat it. I tried. Even I
can
have
try.
difficulty.
Challenge accepted, and he's just stretching his neck, even
Nope.
though you
Sandy, Sandy already put it away.
I know, but Enie's just like, I just want a small taste, please, just a little. I, for goodness sake. And
Oh, you can try one thing. And Sandy digs around her hammer space.
no, don't feed him, don't give him more things.
Don't encourage him, it just makes him think he can get away with it.
And Sandy pulls out a giant lollipop.
Enie's head starts to vibrate, and his pupils and basically his whole eye is almost black now, and he's just like, yes. And he's
You
just,
can try one bite, but it's very, really, really, really hard.
Enie's just nodding his head, very fast, wide
Sandy
grin.
offers it.
Well, he swoops on it like a seagull on fish and chips, like, and
Do a con, I guess.
yeah, calm. Yeah,
So that's
yeah,
kind
that's
of
appropriate.
has like a coating of like sweet, but then it's just notice that it's actually kind of a metal.
So he bites through it, and then it's like tink. Then he slowly pulls his beak away, and as he pulls his beak away, you just see like cracks go up the bottom and
Oh,
top of his beak, and then it's just in a cartoonish fashion. It's just like boop 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 boop. They fall off in like a jigsaw pattern.
oh my god.
Eenie is now beakless, and
Oh no! You peek!
the other two just look at him, and then they. It's not funny. It's freaking hilarious, man.
Oh my goodness.
And they're
I'm
just.
so sorry. I should have worked. Well, I did tell you that was really, really hard, but also
Don't worry about it.
It is the first time he's done something stupid like this. Stop calling me stupid. Shut up. Don't worry about it. Give us just a second. And they just staggeringly. Oh God, he's trying to catch my breath. Mo, can you? Oh no, mate, I'm gone. And Mo's just throwing his head from side to side. He's like, all right, hang on, let's get you sorted, mate. And Miney rears his head back and donk, donks Eenie on the head and casts Cure Wounds.
oh my god.
Yeah. What's my spell mod? I like that I can't find my spell mod. I haven't
Should
actually
be
taken it.
wisdom, isn't it?
Yeah, I look at their wisdom and I shed a single tear. They have a -1 to their wisdom and
Oh my
intelligence.
god.
No, that is, yeah. So donks Eenie on the head, and then just like, and in reverse, the pieces of Eenie's beak just tick 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 click back into place, and then just the final tick on the end of their nose. It shing suddenly sheens into one solid piece. Eenie shakes his head, cracks his mouth, and like jaw open and like. Right, okay, yes, alright, fine. Yes, you've made your point, I was being stupid. Yes, yeah, very funny.
You can lick it. It's sweet if you lick it.
Oh, no, no, Eenie, go ahead, lick it, it's fine. No, I think I've suffered enough shame today. And he's just gonna look away. He's gonna duck his head into the back. He's like, oh, come on, Eenie, don't sulk. Eenie, don't sulk. Shut up. He's just throwing his head on the back.
Can I give you a pat in the head?
You hear like a pause from their back, and then slowly you see the point of feathers coming up, and then the top of the head, and you see, fine. Yes, you can give me a pat.
Sandy reaches out and just gives soft pats around.
You pat them on the head, and their head is very soft, and so are their feathers, and they're just. And me, my mind is just. Sandy, thank you very much for that. I think I haven't seen him do something that silly like a Wally in a long time. Sure teaches him a lesson, done it, mate. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, it was delightful. Thank you so much.
I'm glad you guys have fun. I just hope that you'll be okay.
Oh, yeah, no, we'll be fine. Yeah, we've had worse things than having beaks fall off. The amount of times we've bonked our conkers, honestly, it's it's a kind of a thing that we just do now. They just shrug their whole body, which kind of bumps Eenie's head into your hand again and up and down. It's like, I mean, we're kind of here to feed ducks, eh? We're not here to feed Eenie, is the thing, so, And they're just...
Oh yeah, the ducks! There's more over there in the other side of the lake, and then there's these ones and these side of the lake. They like to prefer this side of the lake, unless it's nighttime. Then they kind of like switch around and such.
And they nod, and they actually get up, and they kind of gesture towards the pond and say, how about we like take a little walk around the pond, Kids, stretch our legs, it's probably going to be good for us.
Yeah. And I think this should be close to the ending of this FPS.
Yes. I know, we could go for an hour and a half. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
I make things
it was
longer.
Fun.
I'm glad you had fun. There is one last thing I'd like to do.
Yes, do it.
Okay. I think it doesn't actually matter for this. Yeah, I'm gonna roll athletics. Okay, let's give this a go.
Oh no.
So I'm just gonna say Sandy goes first as they walk along the pond, and she's naming all the ducks and telling you all about how they like their bread cut up, and who they like in the park a lot, who they hate in the park a lot, and suddenly you feel something going underneath your arms again, and try to shaft you up, and you get shoved up like off your heels, like very briefly before you fall back down.
Do a strength check on that.
Strength check. Let's see how well this goes.
You don't even nudge her at all.
Oh my god, that's beautiful. I love these 3 morons. Because earlier you said it would be a great feat to lift her off the ground. They took that as a damn challenge.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, Sandy just kind of blinks, and looks at the 3 of them like, huh?
They just kind of come back and they just, I suppose you've got to do a bit more weight training. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it. I mean, I thought if we get you, by surprise, we'd actually be able to lift you, but I guess not. And they just kind of shrug.
Oh. Yeah, it's a little bit hard. I can try to make myself lighter.
yeah, nah, don't bother doing that.
Yes, there's no point doing that.
Otherwise, it's not going to be an impressive feat if you just make yourself lighter. Yeah, no, don't make it easier for us.
Don't put us on easy mode.
We like a challenge. And they give you big wins.
Okay, I believe in you, three. You three can do it.
And we believe in you to be the best you there is.
Absolutely.
100%. And they just, ta-da! Yeah.
Sandy just laughs and carries on, just naming the ducks, telling everything that she has found out about the ducks.
Fantastic. And I think they would probably like make sure she gets home okay. And after that, she's still got her bags with her of clothes. And yeah, walk her home if she'd let them, and make sure she gets home safely. And
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, thank you so much for playing with me, Sotoro. This was
Yes.
delightful.
This was a lot of fun.
So much fun.
I love these three so much. I love them so much too.
They're just dumb. They're just dumb. They're just stupid. I love them, but they are just stupid. I'm glad you like them though. I hold Sandy so softly. I've been wanting to like play with her for such a long time because she's a delightful little character, and I hold her incredibly softly. Yeah, thank you for playing with me. I give you a big hug, and
give you a
for
big
everyone
hug.
listening, I pick you up, I spin you, I throw you into pillows.
Ah! I
Right.
drag you in
I
with
jump on
me.
top of the pillows.
We become one with pillows.
Come one with pillow. Embrace the pillow lifestyle. But anyway, thank you very much for playing with me. And thank you everyone for listening. I hope you had fun. And I know I had fun. And I hope
I
Sotoro
had a
fun too.
delight. It was a
Yes.
delight.
Fantastic. Yeah, this is where we say goodbye then. Thank you for listening, and take care of yourselves, everyone.
Bye bye.